confirm, somebody could. If nobody does, I will, yes.
People flying in a helicopter. Yeah. They can probably.
It's like Rochester playing Jason. Probably do.
Come visit me freezing.
He's flying one of those 1,300 units. Salary just right there, so the whole time the system for them. Talk about that. That's the one.
Where's my paper?
And then, as you know, the judge kept giving the
Good evening. The December 17th, 2018 meeting of the Milltown Borough Council will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Dixon?
Present.
Councilman Farkas?
Here.
Councilwoman Kerber?
Present.
Councilman Legati?
Here.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Here.
Councilman Revelinsky?
Still here.
Mr. Mayor, we have 6 present.
Thank you. Will the clerk please read the meeting statement?
Let the minute reflect that adequate notice of the holding of this regular business meeting of the Borough Council was provided by the adoption of a resolution and the posting, filing, and forwarding of a copy of the same to the official borough newspapers, Home News Tribune, and Star Ledger Publishing Companies on December 10th, 2018. Public participation in this meeting will be permitted during public hearings and after the agenda of scheduled matters has been completed.
Thank you. Please rise for a moment of silence, followed by a salute to our nation's flag. Next on the agenda is public hearings. Tonight we have a public hearing scheduled for ordinance number 18-1467. The ordinance has been published according to law. Copies have been made available to the public prior to this evening's meeting. I would ask anyone wishing to speak in favor or against the ordinance, when recognized, please state your name and address clearly in the microphone in the center of the room. For the record, with that, will the clerk please read ordinance number 18-1467 by title only, please?
An ordinance fixing the salary and wages for various positions of the Borough of Milltown and providing for the manner of payment thereof.
Okay, I will now open the public hearing for this ordinance. Seeing none, I will close the public portion and ask the council for their consideration.
Move that this resolution be approved.
Ordinance,
Yeah, that's it.
second final reading, published according to law.
That's it.
Second.
I have a motion by Council President Dixon, seconded by Councilwoman Mayer, that the ordinance be adopted on second and final reading and published according to law. Is there any discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll? Remember, comments and questions are limited to the resolutions and bills and claims listed on this evening's agenda. With that, I will open audience comment. Seeing none, I will close audience comment. Bills and claims. Next on the agenda is bills and claims. Will the clerk please read resolution 18-289 by title only, please?
Authorizing the payment of bills, claims, and statements against the Borough of Milltown, the total amount of $3,263,053.72.
Okay, you've heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Move that this resolution be adopted.
I second.
I have a motion by Council President Dixon, seconded by Councilwoman Kerber, that the resolution is adopted. Is there any discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Farkas?
Aye.
Councilwoman Kerber?
Aye.
Councilman Legati?
Aye.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Aye.
Councilman Revelinsky?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
So moved. Okay, next on the agenda is introduction of resolutions and reports of standing committees. A consent resolution has been prepared to cover the 18 resolutions listed on this evening's agenda. If any member of the council would like any of the resolutions acted upon individually, please give me the number of the resolution and it will be pulled from the consent resolution.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, 18302.
Mr. Mayor, 18308 according to the new one. However, in the list here that we have is incorrectly numbered, 18307.
Okay, you're looking for the one in regards to the redevelopment plan?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
308.
Any others? Okay, seeing none, will the clerk please read the consent resolution? Just as a reminder, you're voting for all resolutions accepting numbers 18-302 and 18-308, which will be acted on individually. Madam Clerk, please read the consent.
Thanks. Whereas pursuant to the rules of council, the council may establish a consent agenda for any regular special meeting, and whereas the Borough Clerk has posted a consent agenda for this meeting, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Milltown, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, that the consent agenda previously prepared by the Borough Clerk be approved without the necessity of having the individual resolutions read by the Borough Clerk.
Okay, you've heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Move these resolutions be approved.
I second.
I have a motion by Councilman Legati, seconded by Councilwoman Kerber, that the consent resolution is adopted. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Farkas?
Aye.
Councilwoman Kerber?
Aye.
Councilman Legati?
Aye.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Aye.
Councilman Revelinsky?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
So moved. Okay, will the clerk please read Resolution 18-302 by title, please?
2018 Budget Transfer Number 1.
Okay, you've heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Move that this resolution be adopted.
Second.
I have a motion by Council President Dixon, seconded by Councilman Revelinsky, that the resolution is adopted. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, I just asked to have this pulled to ask a question.
Yes.
We haven't had a finance committee meeting for a while, so I was just wondering, is this going to be the only budget transfer, and was there something that specific that prompted the transfer of these funds, Mr. Barr, or is this just a cleanup?
This will be the only transfer for this year. This is taking care of some overages that I foresee until the end of this month in this year's current budget. We can very well have a budget transfer in the first 3 months of the next year for the 2018, what would then be called the reserve budget, for bills that may come in from utilities, the professionals, those people that bill on a monthly basis that are later than the current month.
So the ones that are from, that's where you have some
Excess,
excess,
yes.
and then you're moving it to where you think you'll have needed, or
Some
what
of them are actual needs,
Okay.
and some of them are projected needs till the end of the month.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
Any other questions? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Farkas?
Aye.
Councilwoman Kerber?
Aye.
Councilman Legati?
Aye.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Aye.
Councilman Revelinsky?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
So moved. Okay, will the clerk please read Resolution 18-308 by title only, please?
Resolution of the Borough of Milltown authorizing submission of proposed redevelopment plan changes to the planning board.
Okay, you've heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Move that this resolution be adopted. Or amended.
I second.
I have a motion by Council President Dixon, seconded by Councilwoman Kerber, that the resolution is adopted. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. First, the resolution number, this being a new one, I know we've had some changes over the last week. I think it should be 18308 at the top of the resolution. It's stated as 18307.
It's just a typo, it'll be fixed.
Yep. And then the second question I have, because this is actually the last one in here, in my packet for this evening, there is a subsection 5, utilities, and section E, other provision and requirements applicable to redevelopment project shall be modified to read as follows. Does that pertain to this resolution?
In the, I'm sorry.
I don't know if I just have an extra paper stapled here, or
I guess.
Oh, yeah.
regarding the cost for improving infrastructure, water, sewer, drainage, roadway, traffic lights, redevelopment site, or directly adjacent to the site, shall be borne by the redeveloper.
I believe that there was it misprinted because the other portion of this was supposed to be the entire proposed redevelopment. You'll be seeing that in ordinance form in January. You can't introduce an ordinance in the last month of a year because we don't have proposed dates next year. So normally, the reason we're doing a resolution is per the borough attorney, because your ordinance would normally be introduced prior to being submitted to the planning board. For planning board input, they have 35 days to respond, and then they write a memo back to the governing body before the governing body can take action. Due to the stringent timelines that we're seeing and being imposed on us, the borough attorney has requested that those proposed changes, which were in Dropbox and were, again, we tried to print them, there subsequently was a misprint. Those proposed changes to our redevelopment ordinance were provided to you guys as a which we would like to submit to planning board prior to a formal introduction of that ordinance, so that the planning board has a chance to review and can potentially give their memo at their meeting in January, so that action can be taken by council immediately in February. So our introduction of the ordinance would hopefully be the first regular business meeting of January. It would be reverted to the planning board, which is meeting in January. They would have a memo drafted immediately so that in February's first business meeting, we would be able to adopt such an ordinance and move forward. If we don't do it that way, you're pushing back your timeline to at least March.
Right, okay. Yeah, because I think the planning board meetings for January is scheduled for the 28th, 24th, something like that?
29th is what we proposed.
Yep.
So let me just rephrase, we confirm everything. Normally what happens is, you guys introduce an ordinance, it goes, they review it, they make recommendations back to you guys. This is being done simultaneously, which you can do, just to speed things up with the planning board's limit of the 35-day review.
Okay. But again, this is just a misprint.
It's missing the other pages. I believe it was like 3 or 4 pages of the development. They were in Dropbox for your review, but they apparently did not print when we printed the packages today. Potentially just a computer error, but you'll see the entire ordinance. That portion is not included in this resolution, since the proposed changes are still considered advisory by the board. So that was more of for council to see what we were submitting to planning board, but since it's not yet been introduced, it's still considered an advisory and it wouldn't be considered a public record yet, so.
Okay.
And if I can add, our office is currently working with your special counsel to the Fort Avenue Redevelopment Project relative to the modifications to your infrastructure ordinance as to pro rata shares. So you'll see that as it comes out further. And obviously, as the administrator said, time is of the essence. As you all know, we're all working weekly and doing preparations of modifications to get it clear.
Anyone else? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Farkas?
Aye.
Councilwoman Kerber?
Aye.
Councilman Legati?
Aye.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Aye.
Councilman Revlinski?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
So moved. Okay, next we will move to the report of the Department of Finance, Administration, and Planning, chaired by Council President Ronald Dixon.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Currently, latest report dated 12/10/18, water and sewer report. There are 8 delinquent commercial businesses and 239 residences, totaling $126,547.66. This, I plan meetings again right after the beginning of the year, and we will be moving forward with notices of shutdowns and, if we have to, moving on to tax sales. The electric, as of the same date, 12/10/18, we have 27 commercial businesses lacking and 441 residences, for a total of $218,815.70. And the same goes with that. Meetings are scheduled after the first of the year. We'll be moving forward on that. I currently, I was instructed or spoke with our borough attorney, Mr. Bruder, early part of this week. He was in conferences with people from Fort Avenue, and I have not had the opportunity, nor has he, that we can sit down and be brought up to date on that. So I have no reports on Fort Avenue at this meeting.
It's fine.
And that is my report.
Thank you. Next, we will hear from the Department of Public Safety, chaired by Councilman Nicholas Legati.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The 12/5 Milltown Police Department report. Between November 19th, 2018 and December 4th, 2018, police have answered 774 calls for service. The number includes, but not limited to, 911, medical calls, traffic incidents, community outreach, walk-in reports, and public contacts. Police conducted a total of 180 motor vehicle stops, which included special traffic details, including cell phone, crosswalk, and seatbelt violations. 31 radar runs were conducted in various locations during this period. Police responded to 9 motor vehicle accidents and made 14 arrests, which included shoplifting, domestic violence, DWI, theft, and warrant arrests. Milltown Police have been and continue conducting and hosting active shooter training at 133 activity and traffic